Hey, it's Tom Calderone back with another hour of trivial talk from your favorite bands. Yes, it's On the Edge. And this week we'll chat with three bands that have sort of unappealing names, if you stop and think about them. First up, it's Mark and Todd from the Toadies.
Todd and I always share hotel rooms on the road because we tend to stay up later and drink more beer than the other two members of the band who value their sleep and their Raisin Bran.
After the Toadies, it's Blind Melon. And Brad Smith will tell us about the New Orleans mansion in which they recorded their new album.
There was a bunch of cats like outside, and they were always fighting or making love or whatever, you know. It was kind of what we were doing on the inside.
More on that later on. And we'll hear the scoop on how the Goo Goo Dolls got their name.
We had an incredibly crappy name when we started out. I won't say what it is because it's even crappier than the one we have now.
We'll hear more from the Goo Goo Dolls a little later on, including a live performance. But first up, we have a band that's out on the road with Bush until the beginning of October. It's the Toadies, and we've got Mark and Todd here. And they're not shy about sharing their opinions on the Edge.
Green Day, Offspring, all these posers who claim to be punk rock. I mean, they're just the Sha Na Nas of the 90s.
The Toadies got together in Fort Worth, Texas back in 1990, and a Dallas newspaper voted them the best rock act of 1993, and then the best alternative rock act of 1994. Although they prefer to be called a rock band, but whatever you call them, please don't call them Pixie-ish, as many critics did at first.
Geez, when we first started,
it was pretty much a Pixies tribute band.
Pretty much, I guess so, yeah. Although I would have gotten in a fist fight with you if you said that in the 90s.
That's why I first started going to see them and stalking them until they let me be their drummers.
I actually gave a tape, one of our first tapes, to Black Francis when the Pixies were coming through town. He said, "Hey, it sounds like us." I've hated him ever since. Yeah, well, let's see. I knew a few chords, and, you know, when you only know a few chords, it just kind of sounds like the Pixies, because they only use a few.
I was just like an avid reader of Cream, and then I just read it to find out, you know, about Led Zeppelin and Ted Nugent and stuff, and all of a sudden I get an issue, and they got this ugly-looking Englishman with orange hair on the cover and safety pins all in his face and clothes. Punk rock, and they only play 3 chords. What is this crap? And I started reading all about it, and they had funny names. Oh, look at this guy, Rat Scabies and Sid Vicious and all this stuff. And I was really resistant to it at first, and then this one friend of mine played me like the Sex Pistols and the Cars, who were considered new wave in those days. And it was a revelation, you know.